Thank you so much, ma'am. For the question and answer session, you may press star and then 1 on your touch-tone phone. Please unmute your phone and record your name clearly once prompted. It will be used to introduce your question. And to withdraw the request, you may press star and then 2. Again, to ask a question over the phone, you may press star and then 1. Please unmute your phone and record your name clearly once prompted. It will be used to introduce your question, and then to withdraw the request, you may press star and then 2. Our first question comes from the line of Keith Bowers. You may begin.
Yes, I know you talked about a maximum loan amount, but is there a minimum loan amount for the SBA microloan?
No, there isn't. There is no minimum amount. That would be determined by the nonprofit microlender. It can go as low as $500, $1,000.
And then what is the I would say average term of the loan?
As I mentioned before, it depends on a couple of different factors. For example, it depends on what are you going to be using the funds for, and what are your needs and the amount. And so that is determined by the nonprofit. So if you were going to be using it for a small loan for $1,000, you might not need 5 years to pay that back. Again, if you were going to be using $50,000, you might need 5 years to pay that back.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for the question.
Again, to ask a question over the phone, kindly press star and then 1. Please unmute your phone and record your name clearly once prompted. It will be used to introduce your question, and then to withdraw the request, you may press star and then 2. As of the moment, ma'am, we don't have any questions on queue. Excuse me, speakers?
This is Monique. We'll take one last call for questions.
All right, yes, we do have our next question. It also still comes from the line of Keith Bowers. You may begin.
In terms of documentation, what are the nonprofit intermediaries looking for from the potential borrowers?
They would be looking for a business plan. They would be looking for cash flow projections if it is a startup business. And if it is not a startup business, obviously 2 years of business financials and also projections. And both financials on the personal financial statements on the applicant. Also, a credit report obviously is pulled.
Will they use any type of credit scoring?
No. These loans are very small loans, and there is no SBA credit scoring model for the SBA microloan program.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you again for your question. Also, I just want to add that if you are a borrower and you take out a microloan and you pay it off, you can always come back again and borrow another one, which is what a lot of the borrowers do. They'll start out with a small loan of maybe $2,000, successfully pay it off, and go back and borrow maybe $10,000 and successfully pay that off, and then again come back and take a $30,000 loan out. So that really helps them establish credit in the name of the business and shows the business as they're growing and in their credit file that they're able to, start with a small loan, pay it back successfully, and build their credit history when they're ready then to go to a lender for a larger loan amount.
Excuse me, speakers. Are we able to take one more question?
Yes, we definitely have time for additional questions.
All right. We do have our next question comes from the line of Burbet China. You may begin.
Good morning. I was calling because as a new business owner, I wanted to know if you were saying about the business plan help and the different assistance that you get. Does that only come with approved loans?
No, because they provide pre-loan assistance. So they're going to make sure that before you get the loan that you're going to be able to pay it back. So besides working with a microlender, the SBA has other resource partners such as SCORE, which are a volunteer group of experienced business owners and business executives that provide no-cost counseling to help you develop a business plan, and you can find a SCORE chapter at score.org. Also, you can work with our small business development centers, which are associated with colleges and universities. And the SBA also has women's business centers throughout the United States. So there are different business resource partners to help you develop a business plan. The microlenders also probably have workshops and can offer help to you to develop a business plan. But they'll make sure that you're going to be ready to assume payments on that loan before you actually sign the note agreement. So technical assistance before the loan and then technical assistance after you've signed the loan, again, to make sure that you're able to have a successful business and continue to make the monthly payments on the loan.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your question.
Again, to ask a question over the phone, you may press star and then 1. Please unmute your phone and record your name clearly once prompted. It will be used to introduce your question, and to withdraw the request, you may press star and then 2. As of the moment, ma'am, we don't have questions on queue. Oh, one moment. I think we do have one again. The next question, ma'am, comes from the line of Michael Molina. You may begin.
Hello. I'm wondering what are the requirements for a nonprofit to become an intermediary?
There is a whole application process for a nonprofit to become an intermediary. And one of the basic requirements is they need to have experience in making microloans. They also need to have experience in providing technical assistance through their organization. And finally, they need to have 3 permanent full-time staff that are devoted to the microloan program. So those are the top 3 requirements. If you are a nonprofit that is interested in becoming an intermediary, I would suggest that you contact your local SBA district office, and then they're able to provide you with a checklist and a guide on all the additional requirements to apply. Thank you very much. That was a very good question.
Thank you so much.
Again, if you do need to ask questions, kindly press star and then 1. Please unmute your phone and record your name clearly once prompted. It will be used to introduce your question, and then to withdraw the request, you may press star and then 2. Our next question, ma'am, comes from the line of Keith Bowers. You may begin.
Will SBA implement any marketing or outreach strategies to communicate the availability of microloans?
I'm not from SBA headquarters, so I can't answer for the SBA agency. However, in the Philadelphia district, we work all the time with our microlenders, with our borrowers, with commercial lenders, so they understand that if a borrower is turned down for a commercial loan or an SBA loan, that a microloan is another alternative for them. We also work with various economic development agencies, chambers of commerce, and do workshops. So people in our community know that the SBA microloan program exists, and that's in the Philadelphia district.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Again, to ask a question over the phone, you may press star and then 1. Please unmute your phone and record your name clearly once prompted. It will be used to introduce your question, and to withdraw the request, you may press star and then 2. As of the moment, ma'am, we don't have questions on queue.
Okay. Well, thank you so much to Sonia for that wonderful presentation and for answering the questions. Thank you to all of you for taking time out of your busy schedules to participate in this morning's webinar. Again, this webinar has been recorded, and it will be posted on the YouTube channel. Again, www.youtube.com/White House AAPI. And again, on behalf of the White House Initiative on Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders and the Region 3 Interagency Working Group, we thank you for participating in today's webinar. Have a wonderful day.
That concludes today's conference. Thank you for participating. You may now disconnect.